This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to Dr. KJ Ramesh Garu, former Director General, Indian Meteorological Department. Sir, welcome. And an
Thank you.
important issue, again an important issue, monsoon, the southwest monsoon onset, but much before, because even in Delhi, North India, it gets delayed because there is an extended summer in because of the Himalayan
Hmm.
region or whatever you say. But in Delhi, Jaipur also now reports Himachal Pradesh and entire that northeastern area, they are going through the severe cloud burst. They are saying we don't know. And Delhi, it records the highest rainfall in a day. The Yamuna river Yamuna is almost at that danger level mark wherein it may so the, southern India is no better. Kerala heavy rains, but unfortunately Telangana no rain except intermittent rainfall. Still we feel it is very hot. Same is the case with Andhra Pradesh and other. What is the problem, sir? What is happening in India? Why this severe changes which we are witnessing now, the atmospheric changes or the meteorological delays in southern India where southwest monsoon should have taken off, but it is not happening here. But in northern India, record rainfall. They are saying it is cloud outbursts. Himachal Pradesh, you have seen what is happening. It is creating havoc there.
Thanks, Andy. This monsoon we are seeing last 5 6 years. Year to year variability of the monsoon is very high, and there is always a swapping of wet and dry spells during the monsoon season in different areas. So, for example, you said the monsoon should start from Kerala and then it should be doing good rainfall activity before it goes to North India and all. As you said, normally around 1st June monsoon enters Kerala and it covers the western part of Rajasthan, Sri Ganganagar area by 8th July. 8th July. So roughly about 40 days it takes to cover the whole country. So this time it has entered around 7th or 8th June, delayed by about 4 days, 5 days than anticipated. And then monsoon advancement was sluggish because of a Biparjoy cyclone formed over the Arabian Sea during that time associated with the monsoon. So what has really happened was all monsoon was dragged by Biparjoy and it was there over the sea for about 10 days and crossed Kutch and Sarkari coast of Gujarat and then gave a lot of rainfall in Sindh and very heavy slow moving rainfall over Balmer, Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and the rainfall went up to Gwalior also, Biparjai by the time it weakened. So till the time Biparjai got weakened, monsoon over the southern parts did not pick up. Afterwards, it has picked up and raining heavily from Gujarat side. Bombay, it gave a very good spell of rain, and Gujarat got a good spell of rain, and subsequently the whole of hill states, particularly Himachal, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, northern part of Pakistan, and adjoining the northwest Indian states are now receiving rainfall. So, coming to the Assam side and northeastern side, from the beginning, because there was no effect of Biparjoy type disruption over Bay of Bengal. So that's how Bay of Bengal side of the monsoon, which will take monsoon from Andaman Nicobar Islands and then our Myanmar coast, and then Northeast India. So that was very active, and continuously rainfall has been there for 1 month. Brahmaputra is under flooding, and heavy rainfall happening in catchment area, Arunachal Pradesh and catchment area, even some parts of northern Myanmar. Some inflows come into Brahmaputra, and some rainfall falling in Sikkim also comes to the Assam side. So that is getting unabated. So record floods continuously more than a month now. Northern part of Bangladesh and Northeast India and the whole of Brahmaputra catchment is getting rainfall. So peninsular India from now onwards, Telangana, Vidarbha, Marathwada region should receive good rainfall from now to next 10 days. So all that deficit will go. Already rainfall happening in Chhattisgarh will bring already bringing lot of water to your Pranahita segment of Godavari. And from now, Venganga and other rivers from Vidarbha side also bring water inflows into Telangana stretch of Godavari now. So there should not be much worry on that front. But what is happening is crucial sowing period we are losing because of this variability. So that is the big impact on ground for agriculture purposes. So people have to go for short duration crops, particularly rain-fed agriculture wherever they are doing for pulses, oil seeds, cereals, etc. But for rice, I think now water would come. They can go up to last week of July to do the transplantation, etc., etc. But compared to other things, we will have a lot of difficulty in terms of climate emergency type of situation which is developing in the hill states, Northeast India and hill states. Year after year, we are facing these impacts, unimaginable high impact magnitude impacts for on our infrastructure. Whatever infrastructure is built, it is not sustaining in hill states. So that is a big serious concern now.
I'll try to show some videos, sir. I don't know, whatever I have, I'll try to. And flip side, the comment made by Prime Minister also. uh, I've just uploaded them into some other. Before coming, before I start questioning on how can we try to do away with such type of emergencies. Every time we are saying we are not monsoon ready, or the now the entire India has become susceptible, or it is exposed. So let me get that
Yes.
videos and played later, because I'm not able
Mm,
to source the videos immediately. I'm
mm.
just
No
not
problem.
trying to. But how can this be an excuse, sir? Now let me ask you, because every time I keep asking you uh, on this. Let me just see if I got. Yeah, let me show you this Jaipur one. And this is Prime Minister.
है, बारिश हो रही है तो एक बेनिफिट है कि हम राडार से बच सकते हैं। मैंने कहा मेरा रॉ मीडियम है तो ये क्लाउड बेनिफिट भी कर सकता है। तो सब उलझन में थे, क्या करें। देन अल्टीमेटली मैंने कहा ठीक है, क्लाउड है, चल पड़े। लेकिन मैंने कहा इतने क्लाउड है, बारिश हो रही है तो एक बेनिफिट है कि हम राडार से बच सकते हैं। मैंने कहा मेरा रॉ मीडियम है तो ये क्लाउड बेनिफिट भी कर सकता है। तो सब उलझन में थे, क्या करें। देन अल्टीमेटली मैंने कहा ठीक है, क्लाउड है, चल पड़े। लेकिन मैंने कहा
So this is on the flip side.
Yes.
People keep sending. हाँ, सर जी ने दिल्ली को बनाया झीलों का शहर. He has commented 200 millimeter rain in last 36 hours. Government's continuous monitoring and intervention. Much less water logging than last year. We will keep improving. 2015 में 36 घंटे में 200 मिलीमीटर बारिश में भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, लेकिन 223 में 34 घंटे में 153 मिलीमीटर बारिश में पूरी दिल्ली में हर जगह जल भराव हो गया। मिस्टर केजरीवाल, सी दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर डेमोक्रेसी. See the way they try to bring it out. Mr. Kejriwal, you stand corrected or you correct him. See, he is clearly stating 200 millimeter rains in last 36 hours. Government continues monitoring and intervention. Much less water logging than last year's. We will keep improving. 12th July 15. Delhi received 153 millimeters of rain on 8th and 9th July. Delhi's system are not designed to take such unprecedented rain, so people faced trouble. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal. I demand, Mr. Kejriwal, you withstand an inquiry. Otherwise, you are an elected chief minister. Now you are fighting very hard. We appreciate, because you want people participate in constitutional democracy to survive. But how can you be so need based, so selfish? As and when you want, you can change your own comments. क्या ये गलत है केजरीवाल जी? आपने 2015 में क्या कहा था? आज जुलाई 8 और 9 के दरमियान जो बारिश हुई, उसके खिलाफ आप क्या कह रहे हैं? जब जुलाई 15 में आप बोले 200 मिलीमीटर 36 घंटे में बारिश हुआ दिल्ली में, लेकिन आपने काफी सुधार किया, इसीलिए आप दिल्ली बच गया. लेकिन आप कह रहे कि अब 223 में दिल्ली की जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, जो मूल सदुपाय है, वो सही नहीं है, इसीलिए लोग इसकी इस बारिश की वजह से तकलीफ उठानी पड़ रही है या उनको मजबूरन घर में रहना पड़ रहा है. और यमुना की भी ये देखिए आप क्या सही है, क्या आपको ही निर्धारण करनी है. आप एक विचारण दे दीजिए, क्योंकि जो भी संविधान के ऊपर प्रमाण करके शासन करने की ये करते हैं, विपत्त और आपत्ति परिस्थितियों में आपने इस तरह की बयान क्यों दे रहे हैं? आप क्यों डरा रहे हैं? और मानसून के पहले, जो बारिश मौसम आने के पहले दिल्ली सरकार ने क्या तैयारी की है, वैसे ही मोदी सरकार ने देश भर में किस तरह की तैयारी की है. और नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न चीफ मिनिस्टर्स हो, तेलंगाना चीफ मिनिस्टर या आंध्र प्रदेश, केरला, खासकर तमिलनाडु, बेंगलुरु और कर्नाटका के चीफ मिनिस्टर्स, ये लोग किस तरह की तैयारी कर रहे हैं बारिश मौसम के पहले? What is the preparation they are doing? Pre-monsoon preparations. Government of India, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi, or Kerala, Telangana, northeastern states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. What is that preparation you have done before pre-monsoon? What is the pre-monsoon preparations you have done? Every time whenever there is rain, flooding, people are again forced to be inside. Everything comes to a standstill. Properties lost, no roads properly, and loss of precious lives. What is this happening? Now let us go to our guest. Yes, sir. I think there are many videos which I don't want sarcastic videos, which people are, I think, we IQ to the people, citizens.
I agree.
Yeah.
See, the problem, we are not seeing new in towns and cities. No city is exceptional, no town is exceptional. Any rain between 5 to 10 centimeters in 24 hours, waterlogging is seen in every city. So, in that respect, no state, no city authority are different in terms of controlling urban flooding. So, this urban flooding is not getting addressed by anybody. Longest effort is done in Mumbai from 2005 flooding onwards, but still, even today from 2005 to 2023, ground reality has not changed much, except Methi River overflowing segment. They have addressed some encroachments are removed, but otherwise, various spots of Mumbai getting waterlogged and inundated. That scenario has not changed despite spending hundreds of crores on improving the drainage system in Mumbai in particular. And under the smart city, central government has funded more than 100 cities, and an Amrut Yojana second round. Towns and municipalities are also funded with city development funds, special grants for city development, urban development. But there, I don't know for what reason, stormwater drain and sewage drains improvement and widening them, additional drainage capacities in those towns and cities, it seems is not the priority under the urban development projects funded by the central government. So this is another serious problem we have to flag. Year after year, season after season, all towns and cities are suffering with waterlogging, poor drainage system, no expanding drainage capacity, and whatever drainage is there, that is getting clogged with one spell of heavy rain. So we have serious maintenance issues associated with the already established and functional drainage system that is becoming very dysfunctional the moment one spell of rainfall comes. So this is a very serious issue across the country. No state is different, no city is different, no town is different.
But one thing before I really get into the drainage system, you are such a man. Always, when I try to contact you, you're always there in one country or the other. Every country wants you. Is it not true that Indian Meteorological Department issuing warnings or clear data or information to all state governments, including central government and disaster management agencies?
Yes, that warnings have been issued, the frequency of warnings have improved, and even location specific warning systems along with maps. Now there is a common alert protocol with images. Sachet app is there by Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, and Ministry of Home Affairs. All that information everybody is getting. It is not the question of warning. Now it has become an issue of effectively responding and mitigating the adverse impact. It's not the question of warning anymore.
Because there used to be jokes whenever Indian Meteorological Department says it is going to rain, there used to be sunshine.
No, that era is over long back. That
So
is
that
not the
era is
issue.
over. So because many messages I receive, that era is over. So you all stand corrected. Whenever you want to go out, kindly check the weather. Because what is happening in Western countries, when a journalist tries to put out the weather, he is being threatened. Because of the businessmen and hospitality industry or travel and tourist industry, these fellows are trying to gang up and they are trying to threaten. That is why I have asked you specifically how clearly correct your warnings or the information about the impending weather situation in India, in southern India, and does it go to every chief minister, every state government, state disaster management, central disaster management, and the central government authorities, sir?
Yes, 100% it goes to all designated disaster management and responding agencies. 100% sure, and to the last mile up to district level authorities.
तो आप ये जानकारी आप जान जाइए मेरे नागरिकों, आप जाग उठिए क्योंकि ऐसी समाचार हमारी मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट से हर एक सरकार, राज्य सरकार को जाती है और केंद्र सरकार में विपत्त निवारण जो डिपार्टमेंट है होम मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर, वहां पर भी मिनट टू मिनट हमारी वातावरण किस तरह रहेगी वर्तमान में और भविष्य में, ये सही समाचार और एक वार्निंग के रूप में भी हर सरकार को मिलती है। फिर मिलने पर भी हमारी स्थिति क्यों ऐसी है, इसी के ऊपर हम चर्चा। अब अगली पॉइंट, नाउ यू हैव क्लियरली स्टेटेड सर, in spite of these warnings, in spite of state smart cities and Amrutkal cities, second tier cities, what is you think? I have played a video which has been shared by a citizen about our honorable Prime Minister of India. You mean to say lack of knowledge by the politicians, right from Prime Minister to Chief Minister and all the concerned ministers? Is it the main cause or the bureaucracy which never wants to address in spite of the budget reallocations? What would be the reason, sir?
The reason is this mitigating the urban floods in the cities and towns, and improving the drawing capacity of flood waters, additional rain waters is not a priority for governments or bureaucrats. They might be thinking that it is only a question of 10 days a year or 15 days a year, heavy rain, waterlogging, paralyzing the whole activity, making the people at a lot of difficulty and making a whole life dysfunctional. It is only a matter of maybe 10 days, 15 days in a year. But they are forgetting that misery associated with this for the people living in vulnerable areas, low income groups, and kacha houses. So they suffer a lot to recover from these kind of shocks to them. Like lower stretches of Yamuna is inundated already from last 2 days. So all those people are living on their terraces. So water is already there, 4 feet, 5 feet water in the low-lying areas on the Yamuna banks in Delhi. So even after so much spending, we talk about Gurgaon, the modern city and IT city, maximum imports from North India to IT sector contributed by Gurgaon IT companies. But they see the pathetic conditions of Gurgaon. Despite suffering, drainage is not getting improved in Gurgaon. So you must have seen in the reports, so no improvement, no effort to address this waterlogging and urban floods is not at all catching the priority for some unknown reasons. Despite so much suffering reported, coverage by the media, live coverage is given when it happens in Delhi or Mumbai or Chennai or Hyderabad, Bangalore. Live coverage is given by all the channels, but nothing changes on ground from previous season to this season.
तो हम ये जानकारी, अब ये महत्वपूर्ण बात कही है रमेश जी ने। हर साल इस तरह की बाढ़ आते रहे हैं और संकेत देते रहे हैं इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट, परंतु जो पॉलिसी मेकर्स हम कहते हैं, जो नीति बनाने वाले हैं, प्रधानमंत्री से लेके यहाँ राज्य मंत्री, राज्य मुख्यमंत्री तक, वहाँ कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी से लेकर चीफ सेक्रेटरी तक, ये जो अधिकारी हैं, इसको ये समझते हैं कि ये 10 दिन 15 दिन आएगा, डुबाएगा, फिर चले जाएगा। लेकिन इसके असर जो पीड़ित लोगों पे रहते हैं, जो तट पर रहते हैं, जो गरीब लोग रहते हैं, उनके ऊपर ये जो असर जो है ये काफी महीने चलेगा। और इसका ये नीति में कोई बदलाव ये लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं। इस वजह से जैसे ही हमारे मानसून आती है, बारिश की मौसम आती है या अकाल वर्ष के रूप में आती है, हमारे पास ना ये ड्रेनेज की व्यवस्था है, ना जो पानी आती है वो पानी को सही तरीके से उपयोग करने की व्यवस्था है। स्टोरेज की बात करते हैं। इस तरह ये पानी की वजह से आम आदमी जो है किस तरह ये इसका असर से किस तरह वो सफर हो रहा है या उसको दिक्कत आ रही है, इसका कोई समाधान नहीं है हमारे पास। क्योंकि ना हम जागते हैं, हर साल इसी तरह हम इस तरह की मुसीबत उठाते रहेंगे और सरकार, केंद्र सरकार या राष्ट्र सरकार नजरअंदाज करते रहेगी और वो स्मार्ट सिटीज हो या अमृतकाल के नीचे दूसरे टायर के सिटीज को पैसे दे रही है, लेकिन ये मूल जो चाहिए हमारे को, ये ड्रेनेज व्यवस्था हो या पानी को रोक के सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल करने की व्यवस्था, ताकि हमारे रोड्स या हमारे रोडों पे या हमारे घरों पे ये पानी ना आए और हमारी ड्रेनेज व्यवस्था सही रहे, इसका आज तक उसके ऊपर ध्यान ही नहीं जा रहा और हम जागना चाहिए। एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक? आई हैव शोन यू अनदर टाइम, आई विल शो यू हाउ कैन a chief minister of a state, I have shown you the prime minister also, both can be so misinformed. See what he's saying. In 2015 he says 36 hours में 200 millimeters बारिश में भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, लेकिन 2023 में 36 घंटे में 153 millimeters 153 में बारिश में पूरी दिल्ली। What do you say, sir, about this statement? The same Kejriwal on 12th July 2015, he states 200 millimeters rain in last 36 hours. Government's continuous monitoring and intervention. Much less water logging than last year's. We will keep improving. Now this time his own statement, Delhi received 153 millimeters of rain on 8th and 9th July. Delhi systems are not designed to take such unprecedented rain. So people face the troubles. What is your comment, sir, as a true meteorologist?
This government has been there. It is a second term. What stopped him from improving the drawing capacity, designing capacity of the drains? Nobody stopped him. He had priorities, other priorities. So this also should have been the priority to avoid the waterlogging and urban flooding in Delhi. So rainfall intensity in coming days and last 8 years, 10 years, heavy rainfall events are increasing. This has been told every time, because of global warming. More moisture holding capacity of the atmosphere, particularly monsoon atmosphere, has gone up significantly. So that will definitely bring heavy spells, much stronger than the past. Despite telling several times, again and again in all forums, everybody says that heavy rainfall has increased. Once it is increased, you have to improve the capacity of dealing with heavy rainfall. Otherwise, your degree of suffering and degree of impact will be increasing. So that's what is happening. We are seeing the much more impact of this heavy precipitation, short duration, heavy rainfall. So this is started troubling the hill states much more than the plain areas, because the problem of hill states is most of our rivers, North Indian rivers, they flow from Himalayas, Himachal, Uttarakhand, and Jammu and Kashmir, and from Nepal side. So all the rainfall happening in the hills will bring lot of sediment and other debris material because of deforestation. Already we have been doing the deforestation of the hills for other developmental purposes. It could be called agriculture, it could be called for tourism, or for uh, highway development, connectivity. There are so many regions for increasing the vulnerability of the hill slopes. So what is happening is any rainfall, heavy rainfall, short duration heavy rainfall happening in few hours time is bringing down the lot of sediment, landslides, mudslides, and the whole thing is flowing into the river. Take the case of Bias now, earlier case of Mandakini in Kedarnath tragedy in 2013. Now, multiple Kedarnath type of epochs have happened in Himachal Pradesh now from several quarters. Lahore, Spiti, and Keelong area, just north of Mandi, whole of the hill slopes are have experienced landslide, mudslides, heavy rainfall, and all that, including water, mud, and all that debris with logs, tree logs, are also flowing through the city, Mandi. Several videos are there. It is so unsafe and unfortunate. Um, People have lost their cars. Parked trucks with loaded material is also gone, taken away by the river waters, flood waters, and so much of infrastructure, medium scale bridges have collapsed. So connectivity has become a serious issue. Low-lying areas alongside the rivers, just like Kedarnath time building collapse, we are seeing several places in Himachal Pradesh now. So another problem, knowing very well that we cannot handle the heavy rainfall events and take care of the safety of the people, and still we allow tourism in the rainy season. Still we allow Chardham Yatra, Chilgu Yellow, all those holiday opportunities in hill states, and we have to strictly regulate whatever number of people the government can handle. That much only people should be allowed to go from a particular place in central place. So we are not controlling anything. People are getting stranded now for so many days. There is no network in upper reaches of Himachal Pradesh. So network restoration will take its own time. But people stranded there have to be helped And I read in newspapers, people stranded there are taking shelter, made to take shelter in gurudwaras. So except gurudwaras, there is no other safe place also in upper reaches of Himalayas. Same is true, temples are mutts in Uttarakhand. So at least for cyclone and other things, we have some mechanism in coastal areas, cyclone shelters and other relief camps. There is a standard operation procedure. For these urban floods and flash floods and these cloud bursts and other impacts in local valleys, we don't have mechanism of safely relocating the people also, even with the warning. So these are things to be addressed on priority. At least alternate relief routing mechanism has to be established in hill states to start with. If one sector, one bridge collapses, we should have, at least by taking the circuitous route of 50 kilometers, we should have an alternative route to reach to supply the essentials and other people stranded also to be taken out. For example, people stranded in Amarnath Yatra or Chardham Yatra, to bring them helicopter is the only option. But because of the inclement weather, helicopter cannot fly. Amarnath Yatra in small rooms, people are, hundreds of people are only just standing. There is no place for them to take care for number of days like this. When the things are stopped or we are unable to operate those pilgrimages, how to handle the crowds of this magnitude? So these are all, so many other unanticipated difficulties are there, impacts are there, compounding and compounded effects are happening because of one particular response inability. And these are the creating new emergencies which are not there, should not have been there, avoidable emergencies we are creating.
तो इस तरह की एक अच्छी सी बात कही है। और एक लास्ट प्रश्न लेके हम साहब को जाने की इजाजत देंगे। एक एक महत्वपूर्ण बात ने कही है, क्योंकि हम जो हिमालयस में देखते हैं, हम जो हिल्स और हिल्लाक्स जो बोलते हैं, वहाँ पेड़ पौधों को सर्वनाश किया गया है। वो कुछ भी हो, आप हम ये डेवलप कर रहे हैं, नो, हम प्रगति इस तरह प्रगति कर रहे हैं, रोड की प्रगति हो या दूसरे चार धाम या इस तरह की प्रगति के बलस्वरूप हम पेड़ पौधों को हम पूरे वहां से निकालने से, पानी जब बारिश आती है हिमालय से इतनी तेजी से आती है, साथ में सैंड और उसका सेडिमेंट लेके नीचे नदियों में बहती है। जब बहती है लैंडस्लाइड्स के साथ में जो भी है वहां पर, वहां उस प्रांत में नुकसान पहुंचेगा। जैसे नदी में आती है इस तरह की सैंड वगैरह मिट्टी वगैरह लेके जब आती है, पेड़ पौधे मिट्टी, जब पेड़ ही पौधे नहीं है रोकने के लिए, तो वो सब कुछ नीचे आ जाता है हमारे नदियों में, बाढ़ की तरह ये हो जाता है और हमारी पूरी जीवन अस्त व्यस्त हो जाती है। और इसके कोई इलाज ही नहीं है। पेड़ पौधों को जिस तरह हमारे जंगल हो, हमारे पेड़ पौधों को हमारे प्रगति के नाम पे जिस तरह नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं ये लोग, इसी का वजह है हम उत्तराखंड से आज हिमाचल तक, और आज दिल्ली में हो, जयपुर में हो, हैदराबाद में हो या केरला में, इसी तरह की विध्वंस हम देख रहे हैं। क्योंकि हम जंगल हो या पेड़ पौधों को नष्ट किया है, और साथ में जहां नदी बहती है उसको पूरा आक्रमण करके उसको भी बंद कर दिया। क्योंकि पानी और हाथी कहते ही वो अपने रास्ते नहीं भूलेंगे। एलिफेंट एंड वाटर विल नेवर फॉरगेट देयर वेज, इट इज आवर ओन मैन मेकिंग। और इसके फलस्वरूप टूरिस्ट ऑपरेशंस, एयरलाइंस हो, टूरिस्ट ऑपरेटर्स और गवर्नमेंट भी उनको एनकरेज करता है। और यात्रियां जाके, अब हिमाचल में डॉक्टर्स भी वहां फंसे हुए हैं, हैदराबाद के उस्मानिया डॉक्टर्स हिमाचल में। अगर ये लोग सही समाचार लेते मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा, और वहां सरकार हो, केंद्र सरकार हो, राष्ट्र सरकार हो, इनको ये कहते हैं कि भाई ये समय में यहाँ बारिश होने वाली है और यहाँ इतने ही मिनिमम फैसिलिटीज है, इतने ही लोग वहां आनी चाहिए, और इस तरह की चेतावनी अगर सरकार ने देती तो इस तरह की विध्वंस ना होता। क्योंकि हमारा समाचार भी नहीं पहुंचता वहां पर, संकेत जो भी संकेत जाते हैं, सांकेतिक परिज्ञान जो है उसका भी अस्त व्यस्त हुआ है वहां पर। इसीलिए लोग जो है क्या है किस तरह है किसी को नहीं पता। और ऊपर से जो लैंडस्लाइड हो रहे हैं उससे रोड्स पूरे बंद हो गए, और ये सब हमने प्रगति के नाम पे जो किया है वो बड़ा दब्बा है, आज भी हम नहीं सुधर रहे हैं. And another, before I say, is this also one of the reason, in spite of lack of minimum facilities, the cities are being awarded as the best cities like Hyderabad and all? Is it because of lack of understanding of?
क्लाउड है, बारिश हो रही है, तो एक बेनिफिट है कि हम राडार से बच सकते हैं. मैंने कहा मेरा रॉ मीडियम है, तो ये क्लाउड बेनिफिट भी कर सकता है. तो सब उलझन में थे, क्या करें. देन अल्टीमेटली मैंने कहा ठीक है, क्लाउड है, चल पड़े. लेकिन मैंने कहा इतने क्लाउड है, बारिश हो रही है, तो एक बेनिफिट है कि हम राडार से बच सकते हैं. मैंने कहा मेरा रॉ मीडियम है, तो ये क्लाउड बेनिफिट भी कर सकता है. तो सब उलझन में थे, क्या करें. देन अल्टीमेटली मैंने कहा ठीक है, क्लाउड है, चल पड़े. लेकिन मैंने कहा इतने क्लाउड है, बारिश हो रही है.
Now I'll come. Is this the reason? Because our politicians, right from Prime Minister to Chief Minister, they don't have proper understanding of the nature and the impending disorders, diseases. I mean, what should I say? Disasters, which occur every now and then. Is it because of lack of knowledge, and the bureaucracy also doesn't want to function? Is it the main reason why we are still suffering with not improving infrastructure, basic infrastructure, drainages and water storage, and not encroaching water bodies, whether it is lakes, nalas, or water flowing areas, and also the full tank levels of rivers or lakes not to be occupied, and also not destroying the hills or hillocks, those trees or that forest, wild forest, and the not reserve areas in Hyderabad also they are destroying now in the name of real estates and all that. The reserve forest areas destruction, alongside not having any knowledge of what is nature, what is weather, what is monsoon, what is rainfall. And if you touch these hillocks, if you destroy this forest, if you occupy, encroach these water bodies, this is the result. And this has to be addressed. Without addressing this, nothing will happen. And how is that the central government marks Hyderabad or any other as the best cities?
City related awards and other things are given only on seeing the how many industries have come, how many export oriented activities have come, new job creation, what has happened, and new housing units availability has increased. So, all on related to improved living conditions and improved income generation options and contributing to overall exports and GDP. So to that expect to that extent, governments are looking putting those parameters, smart city awards and other things are happening. Public transport, the metro, and some buses. These are the priorities. But uh, beneath the metro is a bridge, but beneath the bridge, the things are worse for the people. So those basic needs, they don't want to perhaps address on priority. Maybe they're in their scheme of things, but definitely not a priority. That is clear. And basic thing which has made us to go to this present level is unregulated, unplanned, unsafe development which we have allowed over the decades. Land use and expansion of the cities. Whatever purposes earlier land was used, now it is used for different, totally different purposes. Maybe it is productive in terms of GDP, but it is a total destruction and disruption to the ecosystem and to the people ultimately. Ecosystem got degraded. Agricultural land become industrial land. We have released pollutants from the industries, contaminating soil, contaminating drains, and everything that has happened so far. But next thing is environmental degradation, ecosystem degradation is creating misery to the people in terms of floods and waterlogging. So this we have not anticipated. We have allowed the development. Okay, let it happen. But now that development is sitting on your neck. Unplanned, unregulated, unsafe development, which we have allowed. So some encroachments here and there we are trying to address, but overall environment and ecosystem uh, balance disruption whatever has happened, we are not addressing it holistically. Unless we start addressing holistically whatever mistakes we have done in terms of development, we will not be looking for a safer cities and safer, definitely not safer hill states in coming years. Unless and until we do that, we have to see, we have the problem of, you have seen the problem of sinking also in places like Joshimat and several other places. There many places are not reported. Sinking his subsidence is taking place. This subsidence will add incremental addition to the landslides tomorrow with heavy rains coming. So these are consequential cascading and compounding impacts. Also, we have to anticipate in terms of looking for safety of the people living in those areas. People, small houses, own houses, they construct with their lifetime earning. If one event like this destroys their whole lifetime earning, is gone with the disaster. So that they will not be able to recover. Whomsoever have lost their valued properties and lands under this kind of impacts, they will not be able to recover in their lifetime. So this is more important. Already, whatever government infrastructure, bridges, roads, whatever we have built, particularly widening of Shimla Chandigarh road, every year some segment or several segments gets broken with the landslides. So even this time it has happened several places between Shimla and Chandigarh, Shimla and
People were
Manali.
crushed. Travelers got
Yes,
crushed also.
are crushed also. So, despite seeing the impacts of already the unsafe development which we have done, we are not opening our eyes really to see the public safety and social economic benefits of the future. At least now we should start looking at them, seeing the impacts from 2013 and very much high magnitude and wider scale impacts of Himachal Pradesh compared to 2013 in Uttarakhand. So we have to open up our eyes. We have to start doing something.
You mean to say lack of knowledge and understanding of the politicians or administrators is also a major problem?
No, lack of understanding, I don't say. For cyclone related activities, they are fully geared up to deal with the situation. Coastal inundation, cyclone, and other things. But the similar priority for floods, local floods, urban floods, hill floods, riverine floods, coastal inundation. There are several types of floods happening because of waterlogging and other things, blocking the nalas somewhere. So all these in a integrated manner for flood management has to become a national priority at least now.
Because we have seen CM KCR statement that he will make Hyderabad, New York or Karimnagar this thing similar, and he says I have sanctioned thousands of crores to improve underground drainage, but
But
nothing happens.
already in this season, several times Hyderabad was waterlogged badly.
Very badly, very badly. Not only Hyderabad, now all the other towns in Telangana.
Every
Likewise,
no
every state.
city is spared, no town is spared. Every city authority is functioning in a similar manner, identical manner.
Why do you think? Because this loss of by floods and all, they have given even distributed 10,000 rupees. Why is that they are still not? Because this loss will be huge for any state or country, because the effects, the cumbersome effects will be very heavy, and it will extend to the next flooding season also. And now you
Yes,
said because delayed monsoon has put paid to short crops, I mean, the natural crops which we farmers sow in this region, they are not able to sow because of the delayed monsoon. So there will be a severe food crisis. Nutritious food will not be available, and even agriculture also will not be become what should I say, at least a minimum this thing for farmers tomorrow. So farmers also will start losing the sight, and they will say, no, we don't want to get into agriculture. This severe
No,
food
no, if
crisis, lack of, I mean, nutritious food, malnutrition is also a big headache tomorrow.
malnutrition is already a problem in India, but at least food shortage has not been there because of monsoon, and food grain production is very good so far. But these kind of delayed monsoon and dry spells in between for longer duration in the beginning of the season associated with the sowing can have an impact if this happens for a couple of years successively. 23, 24, 25, this happens, so there will be a impact on the overall food production also. So we should also plan for short duration varieties, contingency crop planning, and so many several things have to happen. Water and agriculture are
Tomato
very
130
closely
rupees, sir.
related to each other.
Tomato 130
Water and
rupees. Every
agriculture,
vegetable is 100 rupees kg now.
yes, yes, anything happen, onion goes up or tomato goes up, everything
That in
become
monsoon season.
vegetables and short duration things, they know because of not having rain, they will not be crop in coming in next month, so they have to raise the prices. So everybody wants to opportunistic and wants to make money to the extent possible. You call it hoarding, you call it manipulation of prices, everything has become a stock market type of thing now.
Everything has become a last question, sir. Why do you think this monsoon is getting delayed or more flooding in some areas? You have answered,
No,
but
monsoon always have like this. Only in selected places it will be heavy, and other places it will be no rain and moderate rains will be happening. This time, because of favorable conditions happening in several parts, leaving South India. So far, North India is having more. Rainy days so far comparative to southern parts of India, south of India's rainy days have been less. North of India's rainy days have been more so far. But now south of India's, particularly from now to next 10 days, whole of coastal Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Vidarbha, Marathwada should receive good rain, so that all deficit which is there so far also will be covered up.
any any any
So
any
now,
any, any reason for this climate change or whatever you say is also
no, no.
the carbon?
Monsoon will be whenever rain comes, it will be intense. That is triggered by climate change only. Uh, Having the longer duration of
Adverse
dry
climate change
spell,
effects. Any
these
adverse
are all
climate change effects?
climate change effects only. There will be a very high intensity, short duration precipitation spells, and there will be dry spells followed by dry spells. So that's why water management, storage, capturing water whenever, wherever, in whatever form it comes, becomes very important in nowadays. Otherwise, we will get into the water shortages.
Otherwise, we will get into water shortages in spite of good rainy days, good monsoon,
Hmm.
if you don't
Yes,
proper manage it. Because everything, if you allow, it will go into the sea through rivers.
yes,
If you don't
yes,
have proper, and while going, it will inundate, it will flood because you have land encroached, you have cut down the full tank levels, and you have cut down the forest also. And that is the reason why. And more of, in the name of industries, that pollutants which are adding in the name of that garment industry or pharmacy industries, which will pollute right from water to air, not leaving any
yes,
space for anything. And top of that, the way Himalayans are being degraded, or removing trees, or disturbing the hill structure, it is going to be a big devastation. And the forest covers in the inland areas, reserve forest areas, if you are meddling with that, if you are encroaching nalas and rivers and rivulets, it is going to be a big disaster in happening every monsoon. We are discussing flooding in this area, flooding in that area. But what is the effective policy of the state and central government? Why parliament doesn't discuss? And for that matter, what is happening at the panchayat level, municipality level, municipal corporations, and at the assembly level, state assemblies? Why states are not discussing, panchayats not discussing such a serious situation. Every now and then we discuss the other time Kedarnath, now Himachal Pradesh, Jaipur, Delhi, then Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Mumbai. For how long we should be discussing? Why there is no remedial measures? What is happening with India? And this effect, it is not just there for 10 days or 12 days. Believe me, this extends into the next season too. That is the suffering. People invest fortune to build an house that gets washed away, inundated. That entire area becomes totally flooded. Not only that, we have seen baby Sumeda, they lost their lives because of improper maintenance of nalas and all. Last year too, we lost precious lives. And in this Hyderabad, when KTR boasts, software personnel were get washing away. Still, why there is no proper drainage or nala repairs undertaking? Why you are not expanding the underground drainages for free flow of water? Why water management is not done? What has happened to Kaleshwaram? Last time the entire pump sets were submerged. I'm giving an example which they were trying to highlight every time. Why the pump sets were submerged? Was the dam in the right place? Where is the storage? How many acres it has irrigated? We have canals, all these connecting canals to mitigate floods. From the river, we have these canals, it is taken to the fields and the storage places to mitigate the floods, as has been an example of Hyderabad in 1908 floods. Vishweshwaraya ji, he has built two water tanks, Himayat Sagar and Usman Sagar, Gandipet we call, interlinking with beautiful lakes. We say Golchukattu Chervulu, Himayat Sagar,
Yes.
Usman Sagar to Anusandhanam. But you have, and then Nalas beautifully connected. All those things connected Isa and Musa so that the entire water again connects and flows into Krishna River. But these storage tanks, they say it is for water, but it is flood mitigation. Vardal napadaniki. But in the they, by removing 111 GO, they are destroying the spirit of flood mitigation.
Yes.
వరదలను ఆపేటటువంటి ఒక మంచి గొలుసు కట్టి చెరువులు ఉస్మాన్ సాగర్ హిమాయత్ సాగర్ ను 111 జీవో తీయడం వల్ల నాశనం చేస్తా ఉన్నారు. ఒక ఉదాహరణ ఇది. అప్పుడు నీళ్ళు ఎక్కడికి పోతాయి? మళ్ళా 19 నాటి 8 నాటి ఇంకా బీభత్సమైనటువంటి సిచ్యువేషన్. ఎందుకంటే మూసీని కూడా ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ ఆక్యుపై చేశారు. ప్రగతి పేరు మీద ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ. ఇదే మనకు కావాల్సిన ప్రగతి. మనం సురక్షితంగా ఉండాలా లేదా? రేపు పొద్దున మన పిల్లలు వారికి సురక్షితంగా ఉండాలా లేదా? మంచి నీరు తాగడానికి, మంచి నీరు గాలి, ఉండడానికి మంచి ఇల్లు. కానీ విపరీత చేష్టల వల్ల ఈరోజు ట్యాంకులు పోతున్నాయి. ఉస్మాన్ సాగర్, హిమాయత్ సాగర్, గొలుసుకట్టు చెరువులు మాయం, నాలాలు మాయం. నీరు ఎక్కడికి పోతుంది? నీరు అక్కడికే వస్తుంది. మీరు ఎంతసేపు ప్రగతి చూసి ఈరోజు ఉన్నారు పాలకులు, వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడ పారిపోవచ్చు బయటికి ఎక్కడికైనా. మన పరిస్థితి ఏమిటి? ఎందుకు ఆలోచన చేయరు మీరు? ఇప్పుడు కాకపోతే ఇంకెప్పుడు లేదు. మన పిల్లల భవిష్యత్తు ఉందా? వర్తమానం అంధకారం. మన పిల్లలకు భవిష్యత్ ఏంది? If you don't understand, if you don't plan, and if you don't raise your voice, your present is gone, and what is that you are going to give to your kith and kin? अगर हम इसी तरह रहे, हमारा वर्तमान खत्म, भविष्य में हमारे बच्चों के लिए हम क्या देंगे? इसीलिए जागो, वेकअप सिटीजन्स, నిద్ర లేవండి పౌరులారా. అప్పుడే మనం దీని నుంచి బయటపడతాం. లేదంటే అదే వర్షం, అదే వరద, అవే ఇబ్బందులు. If you don't wake up, the same flood, same rains, same monsoon, and at times flooding to such an extent, it will take away your
మనం ఏమి
fortune.
చేయకపోతే వచ్చే రోజుల్లో ఇబ్బందులు తీవ్రతరం అవుతాయి.
చెప్పండి సార్, మళ్ళీ ఒక మాట. అది
మనం ఇప్పటికి కూడా మనం కళ్ళు తెరుచుకోలేకపోతే వచ్చే సంవత్సరాల్లో ఈ వర్షం మూలాన, అతి వర్షం మూలాన ఇబ్బందులు చాలా తీవ్రతరం అవుతాయి.
wonderful. If you don't wake up now and the future, these rains will inundate everything. And if you are going to meddle with Himalayas, removing forest cover, encroaching nalas, water bodies, destroying water storage tanks like Himayat Sagar, Usman Sagar, by removing 111 GO, you are going to face severe problems. Now a big issue in the Himachal Pradesh, much severe than what has happened in 2013 Kedarnath, just for the sake of development, roads and all, travelers, tourism industry, and you say Chardham pilgrimage, but at what cost? At the cost of your own safety and security. Not only that, your safety and security is gone, and the future of our children will also go by that if you don't wake up. Thank you very much, sir. This will be
Thank you.
repeated on environment, I mean, people DRTSPR channel too. Do support DRTSPR channel, citizen DRTSPR channel, and environment people DRTSPR channels. Support, subscribe, and share it so that we keep on doing shows with wonderful guests as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act. No enmity against individuals nor animosity against parties or organizations except the larger public interest. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. No. Bye.